Oh, people. Welcome to the live match reaction show. I can't be too loud because it is late where I am, but welcome to live match reaction show. Welcome to a new Crystal Palace. There's a lot of welcomes. There's a lot of welcomes I could be saying. Look, you know what? Fantastic result. 4-0. And I'll be honest, I'm not even saying this right now or in hindsight. I did predict at least a draw out of this game. I'll bring up the receipts later on. I did say that if Man United were to beat us, I would get a Man United tattoo. That's how confident I was. And the reason why I'm confident is because we have got our Crystal Palace back. We have. And the only way that we've got Crystal Palace back is a man that's in charge, Oliver Glasner. So, of course, today we're going to be discussing him, Elise, Eze, Mateta, the defense, the subs, every single thing. But it's not about me. It's not about just me. Send in your comments throughout the show. Stan will be joining me in just a few minutes' time as well. The lines will be open where you can call into the show and have your say. As I said, it's past like 12 a.m. here. So gonna try bring on as many people as possible, but as always, just the one thing that I just want from you lot to grow the community, not for my own benefit, to try and grow this community. Like and subscribe. If you do enjoy the content, if you do want to see more Palace content, we've got hopefully more stuff lined up next season and towards the end of the season. Like and subscribe, people. 4-0. If you ain't now, then you never. Of course, if you're a United fan, I don't expect you to like and subscribe. I expect you to do all kinds of things right now apart from doing that. But you know, it's incredible. It's incredible. I look forward to every single Palace game. We've got nothing to play for, but I still look forward to every single Palace game. 5 games unbeaten. It's so weird because the fact that I left the country, as soon as I leave the country, as soon as I kind of 10 games, we decide to ball out like this. I'm like, what have I done wrong to deserve this? But look, I've said it all along. As soon as Glasner was announced, I don't think it was going to take 1 game or 2 games or 3 games or 4 games. It took like 7 games or so, but it was always going to work out. He's a great manager. Just look at the celebration. Elise's second goal that he scored. Just look at the celebration. A lot of people, I've seen conclusions. I think Goldbridge is already talking about Elise to United and how he'll join them. Like it's just easy like that. Oh, he's got release clause. He wants to leave Palace. No, it doesn't work like that. Look at Elise's celebration with Glasner. Look at the team. Look how we're playing. Look at the morale around the football club. And I've got lots of messages today from people that's around the stadium. And I've never got this before, saying that, you know what, the atmosphere today was incredible. So hats off to every single one of you that went to Selhurst Park. Hats off to every single one of you that of course, can't attend Selhurst Park like me, which is unfortunate, that supported this team through the thick and thin this season, because we have been gone through the mud this season. Let's be honest, we have gone through the mud. It has been a long season. But as I've said, the fact that we technically have nothing to play for, and we're still looking forward to games, that shows everything about the manager that we have at the football club. And I just want to start off with him, Oliver Glasner. I wish right now I could just kiss his head. I don't know how else to describe him. My love for him. He is absolutely fantastic. He's given us belief. 5 games unbeaten. And today, I'll be honest, people, let me know in the comment section. I'll post a link in just a few minutes time where you can call into the show and have your say. I don't even think we were 10 out of 10. It sounds crazy because we beat United 4-0, but I don't think we were 10 out of 10. I think we were like 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 at some points of the game, especially in the first half, maybe the second half a bit better. But we done this without even playing to the levels that we could have easily played at. I mean, if we were more clinical, there could have been easily more than 4. And that shows where we're at. We're keeping clean sheets with, Mark Guéhi's coming off the bench. We kept a clean sheet with Mark Guéhi playing 50 minutes, Nathaniel Klein at centre half. Now, you don't have to be a genius to figure it out, but I'm sorry, it all goes down to the manager. The manager can make the players look sometimes as bad as they can seem, or even better than they can be. It all goes down to the manager. The manager gives the confidence, the manager gives the system, he gives the tactics, and everyone on the pitch at Crystal Palace Football Club know what they're doing. That is the biggest thing. We know what we're doing at this football club. We're no mugs. The players, Nathaniel Klein is playing at centre half. He's been playing at centre half for how many games now? I never thought Nathaniel Klein can even play at right back, let alone centre half. And you know what? When he got subbed off, I was thinking, What did he actually do wrong today? Did he do anything wrong? No. He just fitted right in. Adam Wharton. Mainu this, Mainu that. Oh, shut up about Mainu. Always Mainu. How about you give some credit to the player that's literally joined the Premier League about 2 months ago and is absolutely killing it? Adam Wharton. Will Hughes. What the fuck? What's happening with Will Hughes? Mateta. I was hands up. Literally hands up right now, everyone. I was the one that said about Mateta that like he's the weirdest player because he'll score some big goals and he'll disappear for like 5-6 games. One of the most consistent players right now. And you're telling me the manager doesn't have influence? 100% he does. 100%. But it's a team game. It's the manager that's solving the puzzle and it's a place fitting into the system. And just to sum everything up, as I've said, look at the celebration from Elise when he scored that banger in that second goal. That sums up everything about this team right now and their belief in this manager. And that is why it was so damn important that we got rid of Roy the time that we did. Because we were in the mud completely. We had nothing. Even as a fan, I wasn't looking forward to the games or looking forward to next season. And we have to give these players some belief. And Glasner has finally given these players some belief that they can actually stay at Crystal Palace and succeed next season. I'm not saying that we're going to be a top 4 club or top 3 or compete for the title, but I think we can be a successful football club under this manager. And this manager has proven himself. Because remember, Glasner has had to prove himself to these players. And he has done that. He was the guy. I'm going to stop the monologue soon and bring on Stan. But I've got a lot of things to say. Glasner was the guy. And the reason why I love Glasner so much is when Lopetegui said no, the Spanish David Moyes is going West Ham. When Steve Cooper basically said no. When all these managers said no because Crystal Palace are in the mud and they've got this player injured, that player injured, and they're to get sucked into a relegation battle. You know who said yes? This man, Glasner. And you know the main reason why he said yes is because he knows he is him. He knows he is him. He knew that if he comes to Crystal Palace, that he'll keep us up. That's a manager of confidence. That's a manager that I can rely on when things are going shit and when things are going great because he has faith in his own ability. And that's why I love Glasner. That's why I rate him so much. The fact that he took this job at a time that we needed him. And you don't do that if you don't have confidence in your belief. You could have easily waited till next season. And that's why I love him to bits. But anyways, monologue over. I'm going to go through the comments as well. Let's bring on Stan. And links will be posted as well. Stan, you probably heard me. Apparently 7 minutes I've been talking, but we've got a panic back. We've got a panic back. I wish I could scream. I can't scream.
We've got the back, mate. And this potentially isn't even the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Or potentially is just the beginning is probably the better way to put it. But it could have been 6 or 7. Like, it could have been 6 or 7. Could have been 8. It was. I can't believe Oliver Glasner's our manager, mate. He's that good a manager. Like, I genuinely like. I'm kind of lost for words. And I mean. Listen.
What is it that's made this Palace side play as they are right now? What do you think it is?
I think they've just got a manager that plays football in the modern era, mate. That is it. And he's a very successful manager. And if you read the program notes of Anderson, I don't know if you read them today, but Anderson said, he like every single detail, fitness, training, diet, recovery, what you're doing in the gym, how you doing that, this, how you doing that, but not in a sort of micromanagement type of way, but empowerment of the players. And listen, if you win, I mean, we're 5 unbeaten now? We're 5 unbeaten now, right?
5 is unbeaten.
5 unbeaten. So we've won 4 of our last 5. When was the last time we did that? 4 of our last 5 we've won. And realistically, we've played, we haven't just beaten, with no disrespect, but we haven't like gone and beaten like, teams down below. Like, we've beaten some really good teams in the process.
Teams above us, which was
Newcastle, Man United.
We beat Liverpool.
We
beat Man United.
I
mean, we didn't beat West Ham. We absolutely destroyed West Ham to pieces.
Destroyed them. And we were calling. I was saying, "I'll get Lopetegui in at Palace." Like just get anyone in.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's how that. But this is why I give Glasner so much ratings, because we were saying get anyone in, and he was like, "Oh, maybe even Lopetegui could come to Palace," because it was so bad. It was so bad before Glasner came in. And Glasner could have easily, as I said, could have waited till the summer. But Stan, how I see it is, this is a manager that has belief in the squad, that has shown his belief to the squad. And I'm going to reiterate this. I'm going to keep going back to it. It's going to sound annoying, but you look at that Elise celebration, Elise scoring that goal and running to Glasner and giving him a hug. You look at what Anderson, as you've mentioned, said before the game. Everyone has bought into the plan because he wasn't BSing when he said that I want to win every single game.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. And we are still improving. Remember, it's still early days. This is not the final product. We still got a summer window where we can improve the squad as well.
That goal that Mitchell scored was our first recycled goal from a set piece, I think, for a long, long time. It wasn't directly from a set piece. I will say a couple of things. Man United, how far have you fallen? How far have you fallen? You are rubbish. Your club is done out here. You are done. It's over for you. You've got, you know what? Someone just called in to TalkSport whilst I was waiting, and he said Ten Hag should be sat before the press conference and made to pay for his own cab back to Manchester, and Johnny Evans and Casemiro need to be issued with a freedom pass.
Yeah, and you know what, Stan? I hear that about Man United, and trust me, we can get onto them. But I don't even want to waste my energy about them. I want to land on us. There's a lot about us I want to land on, and this is a very good point from Lewis, because I don't know, maybe it's a bit hard at times to give Palace praise, but I'm seeing this narrative that Man United were bad, they defended that badly, and whatever badly.
No, we were very good.
What about how we played? What about the chances that we created? You know, do you get what I'm trying to say? Of course, I'm not saying, as I said, I don't even think that we were 10 out of 10 today. I don't even think so. I think we could have easily played a bit better. And that just shows my expectations about the side and my belief about the side. And the reason why I was pissed off all season long is because I know that these players, some of these players that weren't performing at the levels, I know that they've got it in them to perform at higher levels. The manager can bring them out. And that's what Glasner's done. And I think still, I feel like this squad can play a bit better than that. And probably Glasner can think there's one or two improvements as well. I'll take the 4-0, but it just shows the talent that we have at the squad. Maybe we haven't got the depth, but the talent at the starting 11. Without Decore, by the way, let's not forget that Decore is not even in this Palace side. Will Hughes is holding it down. We still got Decore as well. No, Lerma as well. Nathaniel Klein started at centre back. Guéhi came on for the last 15 minutes. Are we seeing the right things? Mitchell, he's on the score sheet today. Mateta, he's
Gareth Southgate was there today as well. Adam Wharton.
Is it too early for Wharton to maybe get that England call up?
Well, I don't know. Like Kobe Mainu has been in the England squad, and look at the state of him today. He was shocking.
Exactly. He's all the praise to go to him, and I think Wharton just showed. I think he's a better player right now. Look, let's not wait on the guests because there's a few. So let's try and rotate between it. Let's bring on Cody first. But if you're waiting behind the scenes, we'll try and rotate as quick as possible. If you do want to join in, click on the pinned comment. It should be pinned. If it's not, let me know in the comment section. And you can join us live and have your say. Let's bring on the first guest of the evening or morning or afternoon. Cody, depending on where you are, where are you? What time is it?
Right now it's actually 4:45. So
okay, yeah, it's like 12:45 a.m. here. So yeah, so good afternoon, I guess. 4-0. Talk to me.
Man, what a performance, man. What a freaking performance. Like all around, it's like there's no complaints I can give after watching that today. Like it's just, man, Oliver Glasner, man. How do we have him? It just blows my mind on how we actually have this manager. I mean, it's just like it's a complete 0 to 100 flip around from where we had Roy before. I mean, yes, we appreciate Roy for what he did and everything, but man, Glasner is just a tactical genius with these guys. He's gotten so many players so much better than they were before. Mateta, Hughes, man. Hughes was phenomenal tonight. Like it's just amazing what he's been able to do.
Cody, just 2 seconds. Sorry guys to interrupt. There's a guy here, Gnome. He says he's also in Toronto. Mate, please put your contact details in the chat. CPFC Toronto meet up pretty much every weekend game in downtown. We'd love to have you in. So put your contact details in the chat and I'll reach out to you. Sorry guys, keep going. In the private chat, sorry. Sorry mate, keep going.
No, I'm just all around happy. I said last week, like I was just ready for our guys to get back healthy and just bash Man United, and that's exactly what we did. And I almost had a feeling when I said that last week it would happen. It's just our guys have the want to win, the want to have fun out there and play, and you can obviously see it. I mean, Elise, man, what a game he had tonight. I mean, it was definitely Elise's night tonight.
Goal was ridiculous. The second goal was even more ridiculous. Not only
great.
him, Mateta.
Yeah, Mateta. Goal.
You actually had a bad game.
The keeper on the inside post there was impressive. With that amount of power he had behind that shot. But man, it's just there's no arguments tonight. It's just a great night to be a Palace fan.
You know what though, Cody? Elise was good tonight, but you know what? He's even better than that. He is even better than that. Like
that's probably more goals.
That's probably like 45% of Elise. Like he's even better than that. He's
crazy.
That good.
It's just crazy. I hope we get to keep him. I mean, from what it looks like with those hugs he was giving Glasner on the sideline, looks like we might have him for another year. I mean, fingers crossed.
Look, he could have left us for Chelsea. If Elise really wanted to leave Palace, Elise is right now not a Crystal Palace player. He could have left us last summer, but this narrative goes on about, and I've seen it all along. Well, even to the lead up to this game, Man United want Elise 60 million, or that club wants Elise. They kind of think it's as straightforward as they're putting out to be. Now, of course, I don't know Elise personally. I'm not going to act like I do, but Elise has kind of said no to a big club before, and on top of that, he signed a new deal at Crystal Palace because he was happy at Crystal Palace. And now, if you had 2 and 2 together, not only that, he's playing his best football. I mean, he hasn't even been able to play properly this season, but still, the numbers that he's putting up is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
The celebration kind of proves where his head's at with Palace. It wouldn't shock me if Elise didn't leave Palace this summer. It wouldn't shock me at all. Like, I don't have the sense that Elise is urgently ready to move on to the next level, because I think it kind of depends on other players as well. But if Eze wants to stay, which Eze signed a new long-term deal, Eze and Elise have good partnership. If we ended up selling, let's say, Guéhi, if we did have to sell one player, so Guéhi. What's that? Oh. I thought someone was saying, someone was like, I thought I was hearing stuff. But if for example, if we did sell Guéhi but kept Eze and Elise, I think, and reinvested that money, I think these players seem like they're happy at the football club. I don't know, Cody. Am I looking too much into things? But
no, I don't think so. I mean, it shows that, you know, how we've been playing here lately. I think Glasner's got these guys under the mindset of, like, you know, we can continue this. We can continue this through the next season. I said in the comment section earlier, man, if we can keep everybody, I honestly have no doubt we can actually look to, you know, maybe getting some European competitions with these guys. Because, I mean, with Elise and Eze working together in our midfield, that's another question I have. It's with Wharton and Hughes on how well they are playing right now. It's phenomenal how well they're playing. What do we do when Lerma and Decore come back? Do we, you know?
I mean, that's a whole pre-season. There's
I don't think you change Hughes. Yeah, I don't think you change Hughes or Wharton right now in midfield. Yeah. I don't think so. Let us know in the chat if you agree or disagree with us. But I don't think you change that midfield too. I think when Decore comes back, it becomes a bit more interesting. Lerma, I think, is going to be a good option.
When he nearly scored.
What was that?
See Hughes' attempt on goal today when he nearly scored.
Yeah, nearly scored. I think when Lerma comes back, I think Lerma, ideally, when everyone is fit, is going to be a very good option off the bench. That's how I see it anyways. Him or Hughes. I think the starting two in a long run, when everyone is fit, will be Decore and Wharton, which I think that's going to be ridiculous. Them two, then if it's built together.
Lerma gives us so much as well because he's so
he does. And Lerma, I mean, having Lerma as an option coming off the bench is ridiculous in itself because he could easily be a starter. And for me, I know a lot of people have mentioned Mateta, and, you know, rightly so. There's a few players because of recent form, and Mateta's been good even at Hodgson time. So I'll give you know, everyone that who thinks Mateta's player of the year. But for me, I think Lerma's been one of the most consistent players for us from the start of the season to the end of the season. Even when we were not playing that great, I think Lerma's been absolutely fantastic. And for me, he's probably up there as player of the season. If we're talking about throughout the season, I think Lerma's been fantastic for us. And the fact that we can have that kind of player that can put, play at defense if he wants to, or play in midfield, and we can have him come off the bench because of the quality that we have, shows where we're getting to with this squad. There's still additions that we need, but overall, we have got some quality players, Cody, and we are seeing that under Glasner. We are seeing the real quality of this Palace side that we've been sleeping on all season long.
For sure. I just want to give a shout out to Tyreek Mitchell, because excellent again today. I'm sorry, I know people might disagree with me, but I love this guy. He came through our academy. He's been consistently putting in 6 and 7 out of 10 performances in the Premier League for the past 4 years. Okay. And this season, I think he's been fantastic. I think he's scored 2 or 3 goals now. He's my player of the season, personally. I think he is a fantastic, fantastic player. And it would cost this club a fortune to replace him. I want to give him a massive shout out. He deserved that goal today. He's been brilliant under Glasner. He's improving every week. I want to give him a big, big, big shout out.
Yeah, you got to think too with him not having a sub coming off the bench. I mean, the man's on the pitch the whole game, every game. So I mean, it's like the guy deserves everything that he's gotten. It's just he's and the way he's improved with Glasner moving forward now. That I know at the beginning of the season we're like, yeah, he's a great defender, but he just needs to work on pushing the ball forward. He's getting better and better and better every game at that. He's becoming a great all-around left back for us, which is fantastic. And yeah, I agree. Tyreek Mitchell might actually be my player of the season too.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's not a bad shout. I think when you consider that he's basically had no other options to even rest, and he's had injuries and all of this, and still it seemed like he still played through everything. And today I was so happy for him. I was so happy that he scored that goal, because I think he deserves it. I think a lot of players have improved, of course, under Glasner. But I think Ty is one of those who not only has he improved, I think he's improving by the game. And I expect him more season, because I have high expectations of him, just like all the other players. But I expect him next season to get more assists and more goals, because he's got it in him. And especially on the Glasner system, I think he has improved. And if we get a competent backup option, I think that's going to elevate his game further, and even maybe reduce the pressure as well off him due to the expectations. Because right now it's just basically Mitchell. If it's not Mitchell, we don't have another outright left back option. I know Gyro could play there, which is another option. It seems like he's coming back into, all of a sudden his Palace career could be reigniting again, which is kind of crazy because he's been there for God knows how long now. But yeah, I think it should be good next season. But look, Cody, thank you for coming on. There's people waiting behind the scenes.
That's one, Cody, mate.
So we'll hopefully catch up with you after the Wolves game.
Palace, guys.
Up the Palace. Take care. There's nearly about 300 of you here. So if you can, if possible, leave a like if you're enjoying it. Subscribe channel as well. Let's keep the channel growing. As keep sending your comments throughout the show. There's a lot of comments coming through. I'm trying to put as much as I can on the screen, but I'm reading them all. Don't worry about that. We're going to bring on the next guest in just a few minutes time. Jay, if you can turn on your camera, that'd be great. We'll have you on next. Let's go through some comments whilst that's happening. Got to be JP, really, for sure. Player of the season will be so difficult. Who's your player of the season then? Stan, right?
Mitchell.
Yeah. If your top 3, so you got Mitchell number 1.
Mitchell. You know what? About 4 months ago, it would have been hard, but you've got JP's got to be in there, because just out of his improvement, he's got to be in there. He has to be. And you've got to look at Elise's like magic. He's unbelievable. But then Lerma's been brilliant all season. Anderson. I know that he had a wobble, but he's come back in. I would say top 3 would be Mitchell, Lerma, and Mateta. It'd have to be.
Let us know in the chat as well your player of the season so far. Let's go.
What I would say, D, I was reading and listening to the comments. Over here we had Michael Owen and Paul Scholes as pundits. I mean, they're so biased in North America. Just talk drivel. Carragher was telling me how Eze and Elise would walk into this United team. These people, they live in the past, mate. The mainstream media
Yeah,
lives.
yeah. Because I think there's that
fans-
narrative still about a lot
Yeah.
of these football clubs with
Yeah.
the top six and then the rest below that. We
Like-
kind of have to pull for them underneath. It's not like that anymore. The Premier League has changed. We've got money as well. Do you get it? So it's not a case of, oh, you know, Palace have to sell to Man United or one of these clubs. Well, I think with our situation, we probably do have to sell one of the key players. And
I think-
it doesn't have to be Eze, Elise, and Guéhi leaving
No,
all in
I
one
think-
summer. And I don't think Palace will ever do that.
No.
As much as I've been frustrated at this ownership, and I don't want to talk about the negatives right now, but this summer's going to be massive. But I don't think they'll be that silly to sell all three players, and I just don't see that happening. Because one, we're not even a selling club like that, even though we have to be, and two, I mean, we won't go from one scale to another scale just like that quickly, and all of a sudden start selling every single one of our players. Because that would be a bit dumb.
And you've got what's it called? Like they'd walk into this United team. They didn't come into this United team. Your stadium's falling apart, right? Your infrastructure's dead. The soul of your club is finished. Like it's a thing of the past. Like they're not coming to this United team. They're not.
Yeah. Let's bring on Tim next. Tim.
Yes, Tim.
4-0 clean sheet at home. Easy. It's becoming too easy. Honestly, I was watching that game, Tim, and I was thinking, I need to score a goal or something. Like, let's get this exciting because it's too easy. Too easy for Palace.
There isn't. No, so let's smash them 8-0. Come on.
We did.
I mean,
we did smash them.
D, I can't even tell you how happy I am. I am
Same.
so happy. I am so happy because I've been looking forward to this. I've been waiting. My voice is obviously not great because I've been screaming the whole game. But, I mean, it's beautiful. It's so great. I've been waiting for this. Can I just remind people that it was 3 months? It was like basically 3 months ago, right? The Brighton disaster at the Amex was on February 3rd. So it was within like 48 hours, we found out that Michael Elise was out for 2 months. For 2 months, what's happened in that time, where we are today? I needed this. I needed us to. I've been watching football the whole weekend, but all I can think about is like, God, I think we can do it. I think we can smash Man United. I was dreaming about it. I was dreaming that we were going to smash them 7-0. And honest to God, we should have. We absolutely should have. It was brilliant. It was so great. So much to love about it. But let me give you a couple of numbers around this that I think are instructive. 11 matches for Oliver Glasner. 5 wins. 3 draws. 3 losses. +8 goal differential. We are smashing opponents. We've had 3 wins where Palace have scored at least 3 goals. Burnley, West Ham, and now Manchester United. Get in. This is unbelievable. I love it. This is so great. I want the season to continue, and I want to enjoy it. It's so beautiful. But you asked for player of the season, D. I think for me it has to be JP for a couple of reasons. Not because he's been. Tyreek Mitchell is a great shout. I think Anderson's a great shout. I think Lerma's a great shout. But all season, JP has been working his socks off trying to get better all season. And he was getting better under Roy. And first it was his hold-up play. Then his link-up play was getting better. And he was bringing in more players. And ultimately, Glasner's taken him to another level. But I read this story, which I thought was brilliant. I think it was Glasner that actually said it. Said JP was coming to them and saying, I want to get better. I want to score more goals. Help me score more goals. I can't ask for anything more from a Palace player. If that's what he's doing, if he's that hungry, I do think we need depth at striker, but I am happy to see this man in red and blue for as long as possible.
Tim, his finish today, but not only today, but the past week,
ridiculous.
It was out. That's his Stan. That's his weaker foot. That's his weaker foot.
And I mean, he's I mean, he's not just placed that. I mean, he's absolutely walloped it.
Smashed that in.
It was
Not even that,
unbelievable.
He beat the Man United defender, literally made him look like a little kid. And then
he rinsed him.
I know the defender is Johnny Evans. Like, I know the defender is Johnny Evans. And like,
but he rinsed him, Sam. He rinsed him.
He destroyed him. You know what I will say, Tim, to a couple of your comments, obviously going back to the Brighton game, etc., etc. I know, obviously, over the course of the season, have been quite vocal as well about the ownership, management, etc., etc.
Yep.
So I went to Selhurst when Vieira was in charge. Went to the Leeds game. We drew 0-0. It's towards the end of the season. Vibes were off the scale.
Yep.
Amazing. I went back about 18 months later. I went to Palace versus Fulham when Roy Hodgson was in charge, and it wasn't even that bad. We'd actually had an okay start to the season. But I could just see the malaise and how this team was playing and what was going on.
Yeah.
And I was so, like, from then on, I was like, I think we beat Man United away the next week and it was brilliant and whatever. But I was just so, like, I just knew the writing was on the wall and something had to change because we were, like, as a team and as a club, we are so much better than what was being shown at that time. And I just, I ended up getting annoyed because, I feel like all of this stuff was happening, etc., etc. I'm just really glad we've got Oliver Glasner. I've said it before. I can't believe he's our manager. He's that good. He's that freaking good. Yeah. And, he's using players that we probably weren't using before and they've upped their game. And, you've gone and demolished probably the biggest football club in the world 4-0 because they are the biggest club in the world. Well, they were until tonight. Right, there's a new sheriff in town now, right? But
they didn't look like the biggest club in the world, and they barely looked like a professional side. And I know that they're going to say, and of course they're going to say that they had a lot of injuries. Guess what? We've all had injuries. That is not an excuse. Mark Goldbridge can bite me. You can bite me, sir, because that was a thrashing. There is nothing that would have happened. I mean,
as well.
It was.
I know they've got injuries, but forget about the injuries. They just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Like, that's coaching.
No, they play.
You can have injuries, and the quality might drop. But even despite quality dropping, you still have players that know what they're doing. It's only this game, and I said it as well, and I said it at the start of the stream.
See, the setup looks bad.
You might call me crazy, but I just knew that we was not losing this game. I bet someone. This was the bet. Literally, this was the bet. I've even got messages about from 8 hours ago. I bet someone that if we lost this game, that I would have a Man United tattoo because I just didn't see us losing the game. And if he won the bet, all he has to do is give me £5. All he has to do, because the reason why I said that is because I don't think it's fair even going into this game. I just don't see Man United beating us at all. And I didn't maybe expect a 4-0, but we will not lose in this game. And the reason for that is not because of Man United's injuries. I looked at this Palace side. I looked at this Palace side against Fulham. I looked at this Palace side against West Ham and all them. And I thought to myself, we've got all this rest. I think that's the biggest thing. We've got all this rest. With this rest that we've had in between the Fulham game and the United game, then we're not losing. I don't care if they're strong 11, it might be in a bit harder, but we will not lose in this game. I just didn't see us losing this game at all. The fact I'll have a Man United tattoo. Shows how confident I was.
I was just as confident, D. And the thing of it was, I thought, and I think largely, shout out to Eagle Eye Football, by the way, and what they do on Tact Eagle. They're great as well. You should definitely check them out. But they were pointing it out, JC and Dan, that they just leave the middle wide open. Yeah. They leave the middle. Like, I don't even know. How can you play football that way?
That's tactics. That's more than just injuries. That's tactics. And they've been incompetent for a very long time. And that's why I thought, like, there's no way we're going to lose this game. If
I agree. I just don't understand how you can play football that way and not expect to, with the players we have, like, not expect that you are going to get absolutely murdered. So, and that's what happened.
Did you see for the first goal? I could not believe how much space they gave Elise.
And they didn't close him down.
You know what? If he hadn't have shot, I think he would have run that ball into the goal. I genuinely think he would have. And to put Casemiro on his backside, I mean, you know, like, just like...
It was incredible.
You know,
it It
And
was
you know
it was
what?
incredible.
This isn't the first time they've been absolutely finessed this year, because
Yeah.
Bournemouth destroyed them.
Yeah.
At
So
Old
did
Trafford.
Brentford, by the way, and should have had like 5 goals against them in that game.
Yeah. So, like I'm saying, they're a thing of the past. Some of these players that were on the pitch, who was it? Mason Mount. He was starting for England in the European final.
He was invisible.
He was shocking.
You reminded me. I genuinely forgot that he was even playing. I'm not even joking. You
Who
Mason
was,
Mount,
I know.
I
And-
could have. Yeah, apparently he was playing. I was
And,
watching the game as well.
like,
I genuinely can't remember that he was
This
playing.
is how stupid their fans are and deluded. One of my friends who's a United fan, he messaged me, he goes, "You reckon Palace are taking Aaron Wan-Bissaka back?" I was no, we're not. Why?
Yeah.
He's like, why not? I was like, because Munoz is clear of him.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
I know you got other guests here, but I will say this. 2 things. Here in the US, it's all gonna be about how bad United has been.
UK.
And you know what though? This is what I'm gonna do, D. I am coming for you, ESPN. I am coming for you because I am not gonna let you get away with this. I'm not gonna let you get away with this. You are gonna give us our goddamn respect. Because that was shocking. We absolutely murdered them. So I am not letting them off the hook. I'm not letting them off the hook.
You go get him. Tim.
You guys are the best. Come on,
Always a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully we'll catch up with you.
It was awesome. Up the Palace.
Yeah.
Up the Palace, guys.
If you're enjoying the stream and want to get ESPN, as Tim does, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. Let's bring on Jay next. You've been waiting for a while. Jay, are you there?
Right, yeah, I am here. Apologies
How you doing?
about the
4-0
camera.
win over United. It's incredible watching this Palace side. 5 games unbeaten now.
To be honest, I wrote down, because as I was watching, I just wrote down, it felt like we were cruising in a 30. Like we didn't feel like we gave the set. Maybe I'm over expecting from us because of how we played against Liverpool and how we played against City. But this did not feel like the same level of game. We really didn't need to put in the effort to get this result. I mean, I had a bet on it. I knew we would win. Easiest 2.5 odds I've ever had in my life.
You lot are too confident. Like
bro. I'm not lying.
I'll
find a message right
my
now.
neighbours
I'll find a message, but I can't. There might be a few numbers that I haven't. I'm in a group chat. Like I literally said that I would get a Man United tattoo if we didn't. There was no way we was losing. Like we might have drew to get, but there was no way we was losing against them. I just didn't think we were going to lose against them. That's because of the quality that we have.
I'll tell you something funny. A certain Mr. Sam Hesketh, formerly of this parish, tweeted, "I can't take this optimism all over my timeline. It's a lot. The pessimism is bedded into my core. Not sure it will ever be exercised, to be honest." And I actually retweeted.
There was a lot of Palace. Well, not a lot.
And
But
I
I've seen
actually
Palace fans that
retweeted
was
this.
nervous about this game. I just don't understand why. And Jay, look, we kind of proved it, didn't we? Like it was, as you said. I don't think we were 10 out of 10 today, even though we beat them 4-0. I think we could have even been better. Like we just didn't have to be 10 out of 10 to beat them.
I completely agree with that. I don't think any of our players put in, like, I'd say an 8 is probably the top performance anyone needed to put in. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. They didn't need to put in a 9 for us to get that result. I do just want to say Riedewald is a player I've been a huge fan of since he joined us 7 years ago.
7 years.
Yeah. Joined us for the manager who was only here for 45 minutes. But I can't think of a game that he's put a bad performance in. And he's been constantly reliable off the bench for us. And even when Mitchell was injured a couple of seasons ago and he had to fill in at left back and centre back in all those games, he's never put in a bad performance. So if we do renew his contract, because it's up this summer, then I'm not disappointed with that at all.
Is he back? Well, I say is he back, but is this maybe the right manager for him? He's had a lot of managers and it just hasn't really worked out for him.
For this kind of manager, didn't we? We signed him for De Boer, and De Boer was meant to play this kind of football, and that's what he was doing at Ajax. Of course, he didn't get around to doing it because he then spent the next 4 years under Roy, and then a bit under Vieira, who didn't really play him. But no, I think he's definitely just, at least as a backup, he's always worth it for us. We're not going to find a player of his ability
Hmm.
for like less than what 10 million.
You know what though, Jay? I'm surprised that he doesn't want to play more. So that would maybe see him. I mean, he's probably on a lot of money at Palace, but I would see him maybe going somewhere like the Bundesliga and maybe playing a little bit more. But I agree, it would cost a lot of money to replace him as well. Like he is a.
I mean, Hughes, for example, is another one. We got an incredibly good deal that even when everyone was giving him a lot of stick, I was happy to keep him simply because for that money, you don't find those players easily in the Prem. I mean, he was what, 4 million. I use another one who was like 3.5. Like we're finding these players who, sure, they're not going to be star players, but they fill a squad. And if you can do that for 4 or 5 million every couple of years, that's good enough.
Yeah, and even today, like when I was watching the game, you could see the camera went to Ayew, and he came off the bench, of course, but it's as much as I love Ayew, and I think he's actually had a good season for us. If we want to reach the levels that we want to reach, Ayew realistically cannot be starting games for us, and he's a very good option coming off the bench. But the fact that got a manager who knows the basics and knows the fact that you can't play Ayew as much is also positive as well, because I think he's a very good option coming off the bench. But we haven't really mentioned him. I just want to. There was a comment here that I saved. Have your say on Chris Richards. I think Richards has been fantastic as well. What do you think of his performance?
I've been really happy with him. I had never seen him really before he joined us, and then he didn't play that often when he was here until I guess now, really. But he's been solid in the back three that we've been playing. I know Guéhi's probably on his way out the door. Out of everyone we have, I think he's the most likely to leave.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, no, I'd be fine with that. When he joined us, absolutely, yeah.
If we had to sacrifice one, maybe he's recency bias, but I still think he's on his day. I think, for me anyways, I think he's our best defender on his day. Anderson's up there, but I think personally, his all-round game, I think, he's unbelievable, Guéhi. Even though Anderson has been fantastic since Glasner's come in, which is crazy. To me, that's wild because Anderson this season has had a lot of encounters, even with the fans because of his performances, and he's had a terrible season, but all of a sudden he's captain and he's performing 10 out of 10. But yeah, I look, as good as Guéhi is, I think under Glasner's system, as long as we have a competent centre half, we could sell Guéhi and reinvest that money. And if it meant that we kept Eze and Elise, I think I'll take it. As much as I love Guéhi, someone will have to leave, and I think it makes sense.
I'm expecting probably Eze and Guéhi to leave this summer. I wouldn't be surprised if Eze left. He's a bit older than Elise, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of the larger clubs comes knocking. But like you guys were saying earlier, they've had options to leave. They've had chances to leave, and they've chosen to stay in the past. The fact that I tend to watch a lot of United content, not because I'm a fan, just because there's a lot of it and it fills my work day. And they seem to be under this idea that they can. I mean, some of them think Zidane's going to join them when he's explicitly said he has no interest in managing in the UK. Like, he's not coming. Like, they still go like, "Oh, just go get Zidane." He's not coming. So the fact that they think that, oh, we'll do a swap deal for like Guéhi or with Elise and give us Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's not joining our system.
Jay, I don't know if you heard, but like I was saying before, that my friend who's a United fan was telling me, "Are you guys taking AWB?" But no.
He's a really good like defensive right back, but we don't play that anymore. Like, we haven't played that since he left because we haven't been
the right centre back. Don't you think he can fit into what Klein has been doing? Could he not fit there? Because I think he can.
I've never seen him play.
He hasn't, but we haven't seen Klein play there. And they seem like they've done. If they can do a good enough job, you'd reckon that Wan-Bissaka with the ability there has defensively, and with him, the main thing is that going forward, he's not as good as he is defending. So I think in a way that right centre back role, he probably fits into it more than any other player. But then again, I wouldn't. It also depends on the finances. I don't think Guéhi leaving and Wan-Bissaka coming as a straight swap really makes that much sense for us, because we need a bit of money as well. The whole purpose is you sell Guéhi, get profit.
I don't think he goes Man United. I don't think he goes there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's more likely to go Liverpool or
Spurs.
Spurs. Like, he suits that expansive.
And we want
style
good money,
more.
70 to 80 million pound as well. And look, I just don't see Guéhi going. But Wan-Bissaka, I don't think it's a bad shout. We haven't seen him play there, but based on what we've seen of him and what he can do, I think he can probably still play a role there. But just quickly, Jay, next game, Wolves at away from home, is it? Yeah, it's away from home. Talk to me. 6 games unbeaten. Do you reckon we can do it?
Unbeaten, yes. I'm not convinced we'll win simply because I don't. Wolves are really hard to judge.
They're a good side. They're a good side.
And it really depends which Wolves turns up, because we could walk over them and get 3-0 or something, but we could also lose 2-0. But I don't think we will, just based on our form. So I'd expect a draw as a likely result. I just do want to say I was actually impressed with Edouard when he came on. The first time I've been impressed with him recently in performances. I think he's suited the amount of space Man United gave him, and I don't think he'll get that against Wolves.
Yeah.
And if Mateta comes off without scoring, then I don't see us scoring after that.
You know what I will say about Edouard, they're very one-dimensional. I've said it all season. Like if you play really ball across the box, he'll put it in. But if he's got to do something himself,
he showed moments of that though today. There were moments where he actually fought for the ball and gave it a go, which is why I just wanted to sort of bring it up, because that's not something I've seen him do at all since joining us.
So I've just got a tweet here a message here from a mate of mine, and apparently Casemiro, who's how old is he? About 38. He's probably as old as me, I think.
No, he's not quite that old. I think he's like 31.
Yeah, okay. He's not that old. It's not that old. Yeah.
So he
plays like it.
His transfer fee was 70 million. I thought he was free.
Yeah. Oh no. They don't do good free transfers.
Ridiculous, yeah. They paid crazy amounts of money, and he's definitely not going for that much now. But that's that club, and they were interested in Doug Friedman. Jake, just quickly before you go, actually, I'll get your thoughts on this because we haven't been able to do live Palace news. I'm going to bring it back very soon to the channel. Talk about all the latest Palace news. Doug Friedman is linked heavily with Newcastle. What's your thoughts on that?
That makes more sense than him going to United, because Newcastle's transfers have been a lot more, I guess, sensible. Isak for what was it, like 50-something million? Well, it wasn't that much, less than Højlund. And yeah, just generally they've been making a lot more sensible transfers. And Dougie's been able to get us a lot of, I don't even know how to put it, it's like very good value players.
Do you think what he's doing at Palace is what's required at Newcastle? And the reason why I'm asking that is at Palace, he's been able to find gems for very good value.
Yeah.
But at Newcastle and at bigger clubs, due to the expectation that they have, they kind of need ready-made players as well, which I guess is very hard to judge him based on that because he's found these gems. Like with James is very good, but finding ready-made players and getting deals for that is kind of a different ballgame, right?
I'm not sure ready-made is what they're looking for.
I think Newcastle are. If Newcastle are going for Europe or top 6 or top 4, they're not looking at.
I'm not sure that finding a gem out of the Championship or out of France or Belgium or wherever is what they're my bad.
Yeah. That's what I mean. They're looking for proven players, which will be interesting. But of course, let's see. Let's hope that Dougie stays.
I don't think he will go. I mean, I know this is a club that he actually cares a lot about. He's been with us through.
Give him a pay rise. Give him what he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Like just give him the contract that he wants. He knows what he's doing.
Exactly, and it's working.
Even when he managed us, he was just good at finding the players that he wanted to fit his style, and now his whole job is just finding the players. So, and I think that will work well. Just to know, I know Ipswich have obviously been promoted. I'm very happy with that because the first match I ever went to see was Palace versus Ipswich, December 26th, 2009. The 3-1.
I remember the exact day I saw.
Yeah. Boxing Day game. First game I ever went to watch. So I'm hoping I'll be able to watch them again this year. Yeah.
My first game was, I don't remember the date like you do, but it was against Preston, North End, and Calvin Andrews scored a goal. So I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even going to tell you what my first
exactly. It's like finding a rare Pokemon. But I was at that game. I experienced that.
I won't tell you what my first one was, and I won't tell you what the first win I saw was because you probably weren't even alive.
Yeah, probably wasn't. Probably was it. All right, look, Jay, thank you for coming on. Hopefully we catch up with you again soon. Make
Nice
sure
one,
to call
Jay.
in.
Up the Palace, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, up the Palace.
Take care. Take care. Okay, that was Jay having to say. If you're enjoying the show, like, subscribe, people. It's been great to talk to you. Nearly an hour gone by. It's nearly like 1:30 a.m. here. So go through last few guests. Nick.
Yay!
Nicholas,
Another win. Nick, this is. I mean, we're getting spoiled, aren't we?
Well, it's ever since you went away, mate.
Yeah, fucking
Don't come back.
Honestly, you know what? I've got messages today from a few people saying it's absolutely ridiculous atmosphere. They're like, we can just hear it from home, and I've never got them messages before. It seems like the Palace crowd. Of course, you was at the game today. It seems like the Palace crowd are just up for it.
All the way through everything. It's a shame that we don't have the flags and the banners while the kind of negotiations in inverted commas go on between the club and the HF. But yeah, the place was rocking, absolutely rocking. 2 points really. One, the whole game, the players, we are just playing with a smile on their face. And secondly, I've never seen us look so assured. We look so comfortable. We don't look rattled. We are getting there first, losing the ball, getting it back. I can't fault any of the players. There were a couple of wayward passes from a couple of players. Hughes in that first 20 minutes. Harry was able to carry on after the amount of running around he did. Elise, what a Rolls Royce of a player. I've only just watched the goals back. That second strike was better than Mateta's.
I had a feeling he was going to score, you know. As soon as he cut in, it's that left foot and cutting in. As soon as he cut in, I was like, he's going to score, isn't he? He's going to score. Like, that's his, like, trademark. Like, he's very good at that. You can't give him that opportunity.
And Eza was so good. You wouldn't believe it looking at my fantasy score for him.
He was gliding past some of those.
Gliding across the pitch.
Playing as best. I've criticized him recently. When Elise wasn't playing, but he seemed like maybe it was the injury and a bit of rustiness, but it seems like he's slowly getting back to the Eze that we know.
And I couldn't really tell what positions Eze and Elise were playing a lot of the time. Eze seemed to be central, then out on the left. It was like they both had 3 roles. And
they rotated as well, I think. It was in the first half. They swapped sides.
Yeah, but the whole team was just played as one. Even when the subs were made, all right, we were 4-0 up. I wasn't bothered. I thought the players just slotted in. I did feel sorry for Kleiny when he came off because he has been superb. He has been as good at the back in the last 4 games as Mateta's been up front, I say.
I think he'll start Saturday. I genuinely think he will. They're not going to rush Guéhi back. The Euros are coming. I think you'll see.
It's a bit difficult because Guéhi wants to be in Euro squad and he needs to get minutes. He needs to
he's in that squad.
He's back. And
have you seen the roster of centre backs? And I think even Mitchell might be getting in at this rate because they haven't got any left backs.
Would you start Guéhi, Nick?
I would, because I'd like to see him play for England. And out of all the players, if we do have to sell to buy, because Glasner's got his eye on a few players from make out, they've got to be the one that goes, because we know that we've got that back 5 already, if needs be. Klein, I think you could last for another season if he had to. Ward could, if need be, last for another season. You've got Lerma coming back, who we know we can play in there. So yeah, I did feel sorry for Kleiny at the end.
Do you think that's the last time we've seen Klein play on the pitch for Palace? Asked John. He's getting an extension. Was it not confirmed? Well, not officially, but
I'm not sure. There used to be a really good daily news show. I think it was Back of the Nest something that helped you keep up with everything.
Live Palace News, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it might be worth bringing it back. So, yeah.
Keep us all in the loop a bit more. But no, it was just a joy to be there tonight, Dee, and I'm looking forward to a trip to Wolves.
Are you going?
Yeah, Will's wrote me into it. Will was knackered today. He's got back from Wembley yesterday.
Yeah. He probably
came back with a Fulham scarf on.
The Ravens. The Ravens.
Yeah.
He
said,
let me not talk it.
Fulham scarf on. He said, "It's bromley honest, Dad." But yeah,
They
that
had
was
a
all.
Fulham scarf for two. Well, first of all, why on earth has he got Fulham scarf? Second of all, why is he wearing a Fulham scarf to Bromley? Like, what's going on? What?
It's black and white. It's the same colours, isn't it?
Oh, why has he got Fulham scarf?
Well, I said, was it a Fulham scarf? It was a Bromley
Oh,
scarf.
okay. I thought he said. I thought he had like Fulham. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, what's going on there? Yeah, Nick, it's a great win, and let's see. I just want us to keep going unbeaten against Wolves. I don't think it'll be as straightforward. I'm not as confident that we'll get the win, but I just want us to make sure this unbeaten run goes on. 6 games unbeaten. Hopefully, we can do it.
I see Wolves as a bit similar to Fulham in the way they play. And I think what undid us against Fulham was tiredness. And a big gap while the goalkeeper, who wasn't injured, got attended to, while the Fulham manager sorted out their tactics.
Yeah, everything.
There you
Exactly.
go. It was interesting reading Glasner's comments today. Said he wasn't happy in the first half. Said we opened up.
As I said, I don't think we're 10 out of 10. Like, I think we weren't that great. Well, we were great overall, but I'm saying by our standards, I'm not, because I was actually curious to see what Glasner thinks as well, because maybe I was thinking maybe I might be too harsh, but I do think there's a level that we can still reach, which says a lot about this Palace side, and that we didn't reach in this game despite us winning 4-0.
Yeah, we didn't seem to come out of second gear, D.
Yeah, we didn't have to.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We didn't have to, but maybe for Glasner, that's not good enough, which I understand as well.
Fair play to the Man United fans. They stayed till the end. They sang at the end. They gave
probably not a long journey back, is it?
They only live around the corner. They only live around the corner.
I mean, they probably live around the corner. They probably live closer to you.
And they gave Elise a standing ovation when he scored his second. But wasn't it good to see Elise running up to Glasner? Does he look like a player who's going in the summer? I mean, look, the way they play. I
don't know. I don't think
do
so.
You want to leave?
I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think it's as straightforward as people put out to be. I think people put out to be, oh, Elise is gone 100%. I don't think so. He signed a new contract at Palace. People forgetting that. And it's a long-term contract that he signed with a really schools, of course, but it's not like he has to leave the club. Like, it's up to him. Like, he could easily stay at the club as well. So let's see what happens. But look, Nick, always a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we'll catch up with you after the Wolves game.
Yeah. All right. Take care, man.
All right, then. Take care. See you later.
Palace.
Okay, let's end it with 4-0 win over United.
Yes.
You love your moves. What a win! What a
loving
win.
it. I'm loving it now.
What do you make of it? What do you make of it all? What was it that was so special for you? What do you notice about this Palace side compared to the past?
Like, we normally first goal goes in, we give up, but now we're under a new manager, under new tactics. If we can see first, we don't look like we're going to give up. If we score first, we look like we're going to score more, which is absolutely contrast to early on in this season.
Is that belief, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The fans and the players have got. I think it's just that, I think it reflects from the touchline to the players as well, that as you said, when we score a goal, we want to score more. It sounds very easy to say, but in the past, we have seen this Palace side score a goal and then sit back and then afterwards concede a goal or maybe another goal. But now it's like the opposite. It's like we want to score more. We're not sitting back. We want more. And today we kind of showed that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like our best performance under Roy, in my opinion, came under Man United, I guess. And today, our best performance came against Man United as well, other than the massacre in West Ham and our defensive heroics at Anfield. Still, this is up there for me with one of the best games I ever saw.
So what do you think the Palace squad can achieve under Glasner? What in the long term, what for example, there was a question that was asked on Twitter the other day. With the squad that we have right now, where should this Palace squad be finishing next season? I said anything below top 10 is a failure for me. If everyone was to stay, which everyone is not going to stay, there will be some changes. But I do think this is at least a top 10 squad. For you, under Glasner, what is your general expectation now going forward?
Well, it has to be top 10 at least. Maybe a year. I don't want to sound deluded, but a European spot is not.
I think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy. It depends on who we sign, who we let go. But I don't think this is wild. Like, aiming for it at least. Like, top 10 should be the minimum.
I think we've got to realise like where we are as well. Like, and it is a long season. I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer and try and spoil it for everyone, but it is a long season, and I think that top 10 should be where we're top 10 and a cup run next year, and try and build off of that. But we've got to back him. We've got to back him. He's the best manager we've ever had. I've never seen anything like it. He's unbelievable.
You don't get Europa League winners managing Crystal Palace.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Believe me,
about it, but yeah, he's a winner. He's a winner.
We don't back him, he'll go to a club that will.
Oh,
exactly. Anyone else in particular that you want to speak about today? Or
Adam Wharton, wasn't really his best game, but still, he made it look like it was his best game. Absolutely Mainu. They're all hyping up Kobe Mainu. Well, he looked
Kobe Mainu. Who?
Yeah, he looked like the English Freddie Adu to me.
Do you think Adam Wharton should be getting an England call up then, or is it too early?
I want to say it's too early, but Kobe Mainu got called up and looks like he might be going to the Euro, so I don't see in a world where Wharton doesn't.
Yeah, what do you think, Stan? You said the same, right?
Listen, I'd selfishly like him to stay off the radar for a little bit, so he can.
He's on the radar after the Liverpool performance, after West Ham, and he's on the radar. There's been just too many games on TV or significant games, and people even today, the neutral were comparing him to Mainu, and he's already here. Like, people know about him. It's too late now.
I love the way he plays, because like just today as well, like who was in their midfield? It was Mount, and who was the other one in centre midfield?
I don't even know who actually was. I'm not even going to lie. I don't know who's in the midfield. Wasn't there?
Yeah,
he was just open.
Like, ball was there, drop the shoulder, pop off, and then get it again, drop it again, bang, 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 drive it forwards. Like, do you know what I mean? The kid is an absolute joy to watch. I just want him to score a goal before the end of the season.
Ericsson was the other.
You know what?
Yeah. Allegedly, like all these players allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't remember them playing.
I didn't see any. What's Anthony playing? I didn't see him.
80 mil.
80 mil when Eze and Elise was bought for nearly half of that.
Yeah.
Not even half that.
I think with Wharton, the biggest thing about him is the way, as I said, I've said it from when he's joined. I think his IQ of the game is absolutely brilliant, but his defensive work is class as well. His slide tackling, like he's got that. He can play on both sides of the pitch. Like he's got the pass, to get an assist, and he's also got a tackle to make that last ditch, challenge to try and stop the. Like he's got it on both ends of the pitch. I think that's what makes him so special. On top of knowing when to do everything as well.
He can ping a ball. He can ping a ball. He can put a ball in. The one thing I'll tell you a funny story. This guy I went to school with is a Blackburn Rovers fan, and he's not too fond of Palace. This fella. And,
why?
I don't know.
Why on earth does a Blackburn Rovers fan?
Yeah,
not too fond.
But he was devastated. When Wharton went to Palace. Why?
You need to find that out. Why on earth is a Blackburn Rovers fan not?
Did he walk? Because you know what? They were quite like when I was going to school, they were actually decent. Like they were.
Yeah, I know, but what Palace gone to Blackburn?
But they weren't decent. Then they were back in the Premier League again. And I think me and the boys sort of we bantered him so hard.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Okay,
he just has we bantered him hard.
That's the case with me and Arsenal.
Post-traumatic stress.
That makes sense. Oh, just quickly before you go, the next game against Wolves, I don't think it'll be easier.
No game will be. No, they'll give us a tougher game than Man United.
It will be that easy. It will be that easy. Yeah, I doubt we'll have an easy game like that.
I mean,
but do you reckon the unbeaten run can still continue?
Oh, of course it can. I don't want to be. Oh wait, no. I forget what I said. But anyway, I've watched this moment for so long, like ever since that cup final, because me watching that cup final, seeing Lingard score that goal, breaking my heart, and going back to school with a bunch of Man United fans there to give it to me.
I've gone through that as well. I went through that as well. I
was there as well. I didn't quite go back to school, but I
you went back to work, which I guess it was just any other day at work. But yeah, I'll never forget. Yeah, I went back to school, and geez, as I entered the gates, I went around the corner, and then everyone was just waiting for me. Twice. Anyways, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I wait that moment.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I left school, so I can't. Give it.
That moment's long gone. That moment's long gone. Don't worry about it. Look, thank you for coming on. Hopefully we catch up with you again soon.
Sure.
Nice one.
See you later. Okay, let's bring on Nikki next. Nikki,
big up, guys.
4-0. What a win!
What a win! Yeah, I was. Fortunately, Rich gave me his ticket, so shout out to Rich for that one. So yeah, that was what a night to have that, to have this result, guys.
Please tell me you did some fan cams.
Oh, there's some fan cams. There are fan cams.
Superb.
JC will be editing them. Yeah, they're coming out soon. But yeah, this was an amazing result. I don't think this was a case of Man United being that bad. We were just that good from the get-go, from like minute one, and we had that corner. This was like, hang on, what's going on here? We're in control of this game, and the goals were brilliant. JP could have broken the net with that goal, because all I see is I didn't even see the ball going. I just see the net move. I'm like, what?
Exactly. It's wild. It's wild. It's the fact that he beats player as well, and just his confidence is crazy right now, crazy high.
For sure. This was incredible to see everything that Glasner has done. The ball that we're playing under him is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and just be like, oh my God, we just beat Man United 4-0. We've just done a double over them. Two clean sheets.
Nicky, you know what I'll say as well? I think I've talked about it. Obviously, that Mateta goal that he dubbed Johnny Evans, but like he did him. I just couldn't believe it. I know it was Johnny Evans, but like the old Mateta wouldn't have done that. Like Mateta months ago wouldn't have done that. He's gone past him, boom, boom, and like you said, like the finish was sublime on his weaker foot as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing that Johnny Evans apparently failed a fitness test and yet still had to play. But I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be mean here towards Man United fans. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like a them problem. It's not an us problem.
Exactly. If it was us, no one would ever say, no one would even bring it up. It's not our fault that you had Johnny Evans who was not fit enough and just played it. Like, that's not our problem. Like, we went out there, we done the job, and we got it done. We got the job done.
And we put him to the sword.
There was a geezer on Talksport right after the game, and he said that, I said this already, but I don't know if you heard it, but Evans and Casemiro need to be issued a freedom pass.
Oh dear me! How is it that we made a Champions League winner look League 2 standard tonight? Like, that was insane. But yeah, the movement on and off the ball tonight was incredible. Elise, like, genuinely, if this is him going in the summer, what a way to leave, because he genuinely has just come back since his injury and was like, nah, I'm not just sitting back. I'm not just going to be like, taking a paycheck and going. No, I'm scoring goals. Eze's movement as well, the link-up play between him and Mitchell on the left flank was brilliant. Danny Munoz deserved the goal today, I think. Everyone deserved the goal, really.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic.
But yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on to celebrate with this one. Big up yourselves. But yeah, what a win. Anyway, guys.
What a win.
Peace out.
Take care, Nicky.
Big up Eagle Eye Football as well.
In a bit.
That was Nicky having to say. Yeah, look, what a win. What a win. And we're gonna wrap it up there because it's nearly 2 a.m. and I have to wake up early tomorrow. But look, thanks to every single one of you that's joined us live in the comments. Unfortunately, I couldn't put out all the comments. There's been so many people here, but I've read through the comments as people were talking as well. So thanks to every single one of you. If you have enjoyed it, like, subscribe. Me and Patrick will most likely record a player ratings tomorrow evening, so make sure to check out for that. That'll be interesting.
And
Let's see what
everyone.
we give each players. Thank you to Stan. Thank you to every single one of you that's called in. That's it from us. And until next time, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.